Aloha and welcome to another episode of Cape and Cowl Unlimited, the place for everything superhero and all that's awesome in between. I'm your host Alex Burns and I'm joined by my co-host Stephen Carter.
Hey.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going well.
Fantastic. Hope you guys are doing well as well. Today we're talking about Daredevil. Season 2, Netflix trailer, just bounced, man. This thing is looking mightily impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's drawing audiences in now, isn't it? Getting a lot of interest.
Looks so good. Looks just... I'm just so taken aback by The Punisher coming in, John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Big fan of his from The Walking Dead. Of course, you know, Shane, Rick, I'm coming for you. It looks like he's doing a similar sort of thing with Daredevil now. So he's just going for him, a character that's just unhinged, a little bit off the cuff mentally, but thinks he's doing things for the right reason. So, you know, he's played this character in Shane and Walking Dead before, and yeah man. They're just going for him. What's your take on The Punisher, man, coming into Daredevil? How are you feeling about it? What you've seen so far?
Character-wise, looks really good. Sounds really good. Like I say, he's got the right attitude about, the whole thing. People that wronged him. It seems like he hasn't actually got revenge yet.
No.
And that's why he's stily on his vendetta.
And Daredevil's in his way.
Yeah, that's it. It's the moral sort of conflict, isn't it?
Yeah.
I honestly think the look is a little bit sort of different. Obviously, it's not sort of right from the comics. I mean, to be honest, I think the closest they got was when they did Warzone. Obviously, that
the movie Warzone,
the
right?
movie Punisher Warzone. I mean, obviously, that film sucked, but
at least they got the look spot on. What
the
about the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie, man? Come on,
that was okay.
I don't know. I mean, he's never been a character that screams he needs a costume for me. Like I like the skull logo and all that sort of stuff. But
I'd like him to sort of sport that.
I'm sure he'll come, at some point with a skull kind of, the only thing we've seen that hints at that is the little sort of X-ray of a man's skull that sort of pops up.
I reckon that's just going to be coincidental. I reckon it's probably Matt Murdock's or something.
He won't staple it to himself and start running around shooting people. But I mean, come on. I mean, The Punisher. I mean, we've drawn some parallels between Daredevil season 2 and The Dark Knight. From the looks of things, this is Daredevil's kind of my favourite thing that Marvel have done outside sort of the movies, just because it taps into that grittier side of the Marvel universe that they've always been popular for. Like, people associate Marvel now with the sort of Dayglow Avengers, which is great, it does its own thing, but there is a different, side where they can tell a more gritty story.
Yeah, well, it seems to be a whole different scene when it comes to street level heroes. I almost wished that Marvel would have done that for Spider-Man or something like that, because I would class him as a street level hero.
He doesn't need to get involved with the Avengers, almost not in a. We'll see what happens with that. Who knows? They might bring it back. But I can see what you're saying with this combined with Jessica Jones. We know we've got Luke Cage coming out as well, but man, it's just reminding me of The Dark Knight a bit. Especially when Karen Page, played by Deborah Ann Wolfe, says to Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, maybe we created this guy, like the Punisher's reaction to Daredevil, just like the Joker was a reaction to Batman's presence in Gotham. So yeah, they're going down that two sides of the same coin, the sort of yin and yang. The Punisher is basically Daredevil with no limits. He says a great line.
High ground.
Yeah, says a great line in the trailer. You knock them down, I'm making sure they stay down, or something along those lines. So he's taking on the criminal underworld, and he's just stopping them. They're not going to see another day. Good, he's a terrorist on our side. So it's super interesting the direction they can go, because of course, imagine The Dark Knight sort of spread out over like 11 episodes. They can really go deep on these conflicts. We know these guys are going to be talking, meeting up. There's that scene with Matt in chains. Yeah. And just the thought of the sort of psychological and moral questions that get raised by these two trading blows, because Endgame's the same. Of course, Punisher's out for revenge, but it's something that really excites me. Could be super fantastic. What do you make of the look of the new Daredevil? Because we've got the costume from the end of the season, but how's it shaping up now?
Well, it's looking interesting, actually, to be honest, because there's a lot of scenes where Daredevil looks very beaten up, really, doesn't he? He's taking his fair share of licks. I know that the new costume was designed so that he could take more punishment, but it looks like it's seen its sort of more than its fair share. There's some scenes where it's like stitched up, isn't it? Bits hanging off.
He's only got one, hasn't he? He's only got one suit. He hasn't got he hasn't got a closet full of these suits.
He only had the one made up. Yeah. which I reckon the guy that made that suit, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I know that he's a supervillain in the Daredevil comic series.
Oh, interesting.
So I reckon he might make a return, but he'll probably be facing off against him a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, they did have a bit of a dust up before, didn't they? A little bit of a fight, and of course we see shots of him on top of the church, and he looks like he's got a more red sort of traditional mask.
Red one, so whether that was a makeshift one or something like that, which alluded to the
new and improved Daredevil that finally overcomes the Punisher at the end of it. Who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, judging by how these guys are like throwing down, they're seriously bleeding, you know, and I can't see them shaking hands at the end of this, you know. No. I mean, there's been talk of a Punisher Netflix series on his own, but the outcome of where this character's going, like how it could possibly leave this character is something that's really exciting. Also, the idea that, you know, Hell's Kitchen is just up for grabs at the moment. You know, there's obviously new power struggle, new set of mobsters in town after the Kingpin's been taken away, and Foggy alludes to it. Foggy, Matt's buddy, he alludes to it. He's like, what does he say?
Was it about too much blood's been shed or something?
Too much blood's been shed as we see Matt washing all the blood off of his hands, you know, and it's just like, does Matt even need to do this anymore? You know, people are questioning it. How badly is the Punisher going to push Matt? You know, to the point where Foggy's like, stop, man, like stop. He was shocked at discovering he was Daredevil before, but there wasn't a discussion of stop. You know, he kind of like it was just that shock thing. So just so exciting. Netflix and Marvel, man, it's the dream team, and of course Elektra rocking up at the end.
Yes. That's going to be... I'd love to see her in full costume as well.
Do you think you'll get that?
I reckon we might, the red ninja suit or something like that. I think that'd be cool. And obviously she's been heavily linked with the Hand as well, so there's going to be something there. And she could be part of the power struggle, really. She could be trying to take over Hell's Kitchen.
Especially if the Hand is in some way responsible for the Punisher's family's death. I mean, I feel like they want to tie it up a bit more than how it went down in the comics, which was sort of like a mob sort of murdering, you know, and things like that. Like, if it could all link in a bit more, it might bring it a bit more home and have Elektra part of the struggle between the two, you know, especially if the Punisher's gunning for Elektra as a representation of the Hand. So we're going to get some serious super beat down action on this one. It's going to be intense. I can't actually believe I can't believe it's actually happening, because we're just absolutely spoiled at the moment. We find ourselves saying that a lot, but there's so much going down. You look, you know, you've got the it seems like there's a love interest with Karen Page character Matt Murdock. Yeah, you know, it looks like they're sort of interacting as well. There might be a little bit of a triangle between him, her, and Elektra. If Elektra's here to try and rekindle something, you know. Oh man, it's so much to get excited about. And plus, we haven't even seen Stick. You know what kind of role he's going to play in it. Some more returning characters from season 1, you presume, but it's going down in Hell's Kitchen, guys. I mean, this is kicking off like something that we're more excited about. It's out March 18th, the whole season. Make sure you stay tuned at Cape and Cowl for our episode by episode reviews. We're going to be going in depth on this one. I think we should binge this. I think you should come over, we'll get some beers, and we'll just binge the hell out of this. You know, because I just loved it. Jessica Jones really whet my appetite, man. I just want more of this Netflix and Marvel. So,
all night reaction video.
Oh, who knows? That's a good idea, Steve. Good idea.
Oh God,
you've done it now.
Yeah, I've signed myself up for something.
Dudes, we're so excited for it. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys at caveandcowl.co.uk. Bye bye.
See you later.